Have you noticed how things have changed in your own country? For decades, the United States was the center of the world. The dollar was unshakable. The economy seemed untouchable. But is that still true? Look around you. Inequality has never been greater. Millions struggle to afford healthcare, education, housing. The national debt skyrockets every year. Politics? An endless internal war that blocks any progress. There was a time when living in the United States meant stability and prosperity. We're talking about the period after World War II until the 1970s, when the dollar was unshakable and the American economy dominated the world. At that time, the United States was the world's great factory. Cars, appliances, technology, everything came from here. Industry was booming, and well-paid jobs were abundant. A single salary was enough to support an entire family. The American dream was real: owning the home, a car in the garage, education for the kids, and vacations every summer. The dollar was backed by gold, which conveyed total confidence. It was the foundation of international trade, making the American standard of living one of the best on the planet. In addition, the cost of living was affordable, inequality was much lower, and the middle class was dominant. Being middle class at that time meant living with comfort, security, and optimism about the future. The public education system worked well, and universities were accessible. A young person could pay for college by working part-time. Healthcare wasn't perfect, but it didn't cost the outrageous amount it does today. But that reality changed, and it wasn't by accident. Starting in the 1970s and 1980s, a silent but devastating process began. Industries started leaving the United States. The question is, why? The official explanation was simple: to reduce costs. Producing in Asia or Latin America meant paying much lower wages, dealing with more flexible environmental regulations, and increasing profits. But in practice, this was a political and economic choice made in favor of large corporations, not the population. While executives and shareholders accumulated wealth, millions of American workers lost their jobs. Entire cities that depended on industry collapsed. Detroit is a classic example. From the world's automotive capital, it became a symbol of abandonment and poverty. Public policies at the time, instead of protecting the working class, facilitated globalization. But third world countries also needed to develop. Emerging countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, grew with the crumbs offered by large corporations, which was a lot for them, and they developed. Today, they have united to create new opportunities. They are building alliances, investing in technology, trade, and energy. They don't want to depend on a single center of power. They want internal development. They want balance. They want a future. They want quality of life for their population. And while we argue here about who is right, out there, they are growing. The world is changing. The question is, will the United States adapt or fall behind?